Hi, everyone, and welcome to another webinar from Fluid AI. I think today is a really exciting webinar for all of us because we are sort of really focused on showing you what our team has been working on the last few months. Agentic AI has really taken off, from no one knowing about it maybe at the start of 25 to becoming super exciting by the mid of 25, and now not just exciting, but actually delivering real world value. And we were very early at Fluid AI to the agentic AI journey. And I think for us, it's been a year where we've sort of really seen how people have used our tool, how our agents are being used in the real world, and come up with the right amount of features and updates so as to supercharge everyone's usage of this super powerful technology. So today is a slightly different webinar. I know typically we talk about larger concepts and topics, but today we're going a little deeper into what the Fluid AI team has sort of worked on in the last quarter and brought to our interfaces, brought to our application. And from that, we also want to give you our thought process on how we look at AI agents transforming. Where do we see real value being delivered? Because these features, while they may look like features or product updates, they're actually a culmination of our vision of understanding customer needs and how our applications and how AI agents can offer them value. So bridging that gap through these updates to these features. So without further ado, let me get started today and bring up my screen and share with you some exciting demos in action. All right, so let's go. And please feel free to keep this interactive. Happy to hear your thoughts, questions, any kind of queries you have in the chat box. So what's new this quarter is we've largely seen that the knowledge base, right? That's where a lot of your unstructured documents are lying, your PDFs, your Word docs, your PowerPoints, etc. Managing that is critical, right? While a lot of times folks are connecting to SharePoint and Confluence, which we've had for the longest time, a lot of companies still want to maintain an individual knowledge base online, right? That's where they don't have a structured system and they say, hey, can we just go simply and upload 200 documents, 500 documents and get started, right? We don't want to use a separate document management system like SharePoint or Confluence right now. We do know these documents are there. So we've worked a lot on how those kind of upgrades happen. Second is, well, we've always had great chat and RAG interface chat. How do we bring our AI agents into that chat interface itself, right? So it's not only about asking a question and getting an answer, but can these agents rest within the interface of a conversation to assist you to run different processes, etc. We're also bringing a lot of workflow enhancements, how agentic workflows happen, templates, all kinds of organizations out there. The UI interfaces on how to create agentic flows has changed drastically. And iterative agents, right? I think what we have seen is we may want to run the agent multiple times as it iterates onwards, right? And we're going to show you a very exciting demonstration of that in action. Finally, it comes to voice and the analytical side. So we've really worked hard on making the voice even more human-like, giving it dialects, giving it accents, allowing it to be really fun to play with, as well as improvements on analytics, because we all know analytics are key when you deploy any agentic system. So here we go. Let me walk you through all the updates that our team has sort of worked on through the year. So one of the very first updates that we have sort of worked on is on the knowledge base side, where we worked really hard on allowing complete folder uploads, right? I think earlier, you need to select a lot of documents. But what we realized is people have really good structures of documents, subfolders, folders within folders, already on their desktop, already in a network storage drive. Can we now, instead of users having to select each document or selecting documents in bulk, allow them to just upload that structure with all the documents as it's, right? And that is allowing for bulk ingestion. So what we're very excited about is this ability now to go ahead, use the knowledge base. Let me bring this up and actually show you how it would work. And just click upload folder. And that's it. I can select a folder of my own rather than having to now, and here I have a sample folder. I'm just going to select that. I have subfolders in it as well. So I'm going to select the sample folder itself right now. And I'm going to upload it. And it's going to get, it's understood my structure, right? So there's a sample folder, there's a document inside it, there's a subfolder, there's document 2 inside it. It's understood that structure. This can go multiple subfolders deep. I can decide my PDF processing mode, whether I want fast, medium, advanced. Let me say, let's say advanced for now, but we can also use vision LLMs out here. So if you have something that has a lot of diagrams, a lot of images, those get processed fairly quickly as well. We create the structure as is. Let me create it, and there you have it. In the knowledge base, that structure exists. So now if I click, those documents are getting uploaded, document 1, document 2, real time, folders are getting created. This can go up to 100 documents at a time, up to hundreds of subfolders as well. So it enables it to be really quick, really easy. And what's great about it is it's all happening in the background, right? So while these documents are getting uploaded, I don't need to worry. I can continue using the system. I can continue modifying, changing things, and really working with it as things go along. But there, my documents are uploaded. They're ready to go. Let me see the sample folder. And there I see there's one document, there's a subfolder. You can see my documents all there. So what this allows us now is the ability to just upload our information as is, where is, including maintaining folder structures for later on administration. The next thing that we are really excited about is the chat modes, right? I think one of the key things that a lot of people have been saying to us, it's great that we have the chat mode. It's great that we have AI agents. Can these AI agents rest within the chat itself, right? And we've listened to our users. We've seen how they played with the system, and we've just done just that. So let me bring up the chat. And here I have these 5 AI agents now resting right within my chat. So I can sort of access them as I sort of, work with it. So let's use a use case right now. I can say, okay, my LinkedIn post generator AI agent, let me bring that agent up to show you guys how that agent looks as well. So that agent basically has my entire LinkedIn content. It has my philosophy on how I write on LinkedIn, etc. And let me bring it up so that everyone can sort of have a look on how that agent works. Right. So I'm going to go to workflow editors. And here's my LinkedIn agent. All right. And what this agent has is, everything about Abhinav. Okay, this is Abhinav's LinkedIn agent, but it has everything about Abhinav. It has who he is, what topics he writes, how he writes. It has a lot of content on, etc. Right? Now, typically, every time I want to write a LinkedIn post, I don't need to give it this context, this prompt. This agent is now available right within my chat window. So I can just say, hey, I want to write about this webinar on LinkedIn, which was product updates of Fluid AI for this quarter. And I select my LinkedIn post generator agent, and that's it. I'm just going to give it. Please go ahead. Right. And now what it's using is it's going to the context of my LinkedIn creation agent. It's now understood my style. That agent has access to my LinkedIn, and it's creating this very post, including the hashtags, including what we talked about, etc. And it's all coming there. So I don't no longer need to go to different workflows. all those agents are now available within my chat. I can simply, switch between those agents as and when I require. So that's a really exciting kind of, update that we feel. The second piece is that now we've added the component of agents and your knowledge base coming together in a really powerful manner. So what we've done out here is, let me sort of start a new conversation out here. And I'm going to now use my blog creator AI agent. And I am going to write, so we just released a report on how Caribbean financial institutions are using Gen AI. And I want to write a blog on that, right? So here my blog creator AI agent, which is enabled right within my interface, is available. I'm going to say, I want to write a blog on the Caribbean financial sector's adoption of agentic AI. And here I'm going to now go ahead and say, I'm going to select a folder. I'm going to select my Caribbean report folder, which is the folder which has this report. And that's all I'm going to do. I'm going to click OK. So now this is the AI agent, which knows how I write blogs, which knows what I want from a blog, which knows my length of blog, all of that. This is the folder wherein it understands the report. Both of these get combined into this very powerful interface. And all I click is go ahead. And it actually creates a blog post using different tools which are enabled in my website blog agent, using the content from that particular report. So what this has done is it's mixed together both these powerful interfaces, right? One is your content, one is your agent. And you can now on the fly link all of this together to create these different content. And there you go. It's gone deep in my report. It's creating this beautiful blog. But this blog is so personalized to me because my AI agent has been trained on how I write blogs previously. It's been given a large amount of context. Then I've added the actual report that the blog is to be written into from the context window. And together, we are getting a much more powerful solution. And all with 3 clicks, right? I simply selected the agent blog. I put in my prompt. I selected the relevant knowledge base folder. And all this came together right there, right now. All right. So that's about how, we are using modes as well as knowledge bases together to create really powerful tools. Now, what we've seen organizations move into is having multiple agents, right? The number of agents a typical organization is now running, some of our customers are running are more than 25, 30. And that number is, I think, going to 10x in the next year. So what we realized is that a lot of work needs to be done in allowing for easy administration, easy organization of these different agents. So one of the very first things we've done is we've launched templates. Now with templates, what happens is when you're creating a new AI agent, you don't start blank. You actually have these helpful templates. They're sorted by different themes. There's banking templates, there's core banking, there's digital onboarding, there's research templates. And all you need to do is just click on the template button and you can create the workflows right then and there, right? So I'm saying, hey, I want to do something on maybe voice banking. I have the ability to take this real-time template, which is ready for me, just give it a name, and I'm going to just say, okay, let's say banking voice sample agentic flow. And then I create it. And then that's it. That workflow is ready for me with all my connectivities, the agents launched, the prompts already fed in. And now all I need to do is edit and modify rather than start from a blank slate. This accelerates the ability for each and every consumer, each and every user in your team to create their own agents faster. They no longer need training. They no longer need to know everything about agent creation. They simply go create a template and start modifying that template fairly quickly as they go along. So that's the template store. And we are launching more and more templates as we go. Now, having said that, it's also important to sort of look at how these agents are being created and managed, right? Because I think a lot of times the users are spending us in these interfaces where you're tweaking your AI agents, you're modifying them, you're customizing them, you're managing maybe 10 to 15 of them at a time. So we've really worked hard on creating something that allows you to see all your different AI agents. These are all my launched agents out here. I can sort of go deeper into any one of them. I can then click through on one of these agents and actually see them in action. And what we've now done is we've allowed for easy undo do's, right? So if I move something and break it, I can simply undo it. I can redo it. It's almost having like a magic button. If you've done something wrong, it's as simple as clicking the undo button. We've also added the ability now to zoom in, zoom out. So, if you want to go deeper into agents, zoom out, etc., that's possible as well. And all our agents are now organized in this store. So, right, you can see your different agents that are running. You can see when they are created. You can see how they are modified. So, all of this becomes really powerful in terms of how your agent management interfaces improve and change. Let's go on. So I think one of the cool things that we are now seeing is iterative agents, right? One of the most asked for features is, can the agents do something iteratively, right? Let's say, and we've seen this in the space of RFPs, right? I think when you look at RFPs, we've created these agents which hunt for RFPs on different bank websites, on different government websites, right? And literally what this agent needs to do is it needs to go to website A, figure out if there are any RFPs that are relevant to us, then go to website B, do the same operation, then go to website C, right? Now, typically what would happen in the past is you would literally have to create each flow separately, right? Website A, analyze, give me the answer, then website B. Now, using these iterative agents, you can create process step by step. You can create child workflows, which each agent keeps on working through again and again, again and again, without having to replicate the agent itself. This allows for massive amount of iterations. And let me show you this in action as we go ahead.
Each ticket ID.
So what we've done out here is that this is an agent that sort of looks at different tickets that are coming through. Now, what it's done is give me details about ticket 1040 and 10205, right? And it's an iterative agent. So it's actually broken that down. It says, okay, I need to run the operation for 1040 first. Then I will run the same operation for 10205. So it's actually run it step by step. You have the iterative agent in between, which sort of keeps going through this. It creates a table. It sort of sees each one. So the agent has run through each ticket, done its analysis of customer sentiment, action taken, priority, and completed it. And then it done it for the second one. So this way, using the iterative agents interface, you now have the ability to create comprehensive iterations as and when you require them in your platform. Source triggers, running AI agents when a trigger hits, right? An email hits your inbox, a document gets uploaded in SharePoint or on Confluence. That's been a well-asked feature, right? Because you want the agent to run as and when something happens in an external system. A record gets updated, email comes in, a phone call happens. So what we have done now is allow for massive amounts of different kinds of source triggers, which can then trigger any kind of agentic workflow, right? So out here, you just click new trigger, you select your source, you can create a new source as well. And let's say it's email, it's databases, and then I say, okay, just run it every day or run it on a continuous process, right? So every 300 seconds, it's pinging, it's seeing whether there's something that's coming, and it's ensuring that, as soon as that operation runs, that can happen. And you decide the intervals of the ping when it needs to see there's a change in state. So that can be as low as 1 second as well. Similarly, we've launched is a lot of work on the scheduling of the workflows. So we've now allowed for the scheduling of different agentic flows. This now allows them to be done by different times, different frequencies. So these workflows can almost run every 30, 15 minutes, every second, decide depending on your business case, right? So they're no longer dependent on a human sort of going in and iterating them. You can schedule these flows and they can sort of run as and when required. All right. Now let's move on to access control, which is something that we are seeing as a really powerful technology as well, right? So what has happened is, as the number of agents in most organizations have exploded, you sort of want to give access controls about who can modify which agent, who can edit agents, who can see the analytics and the comprehensive backend of these agents, right? So what we've now enabled for our customers is the ability to really sort of see an access control for each and every agent that's in play, right? So you simply go to your manage workflow, and now you have access settings, right? So with access settings, you can decide hey, is there a group of users who I sort of want to give access to? Or is there a particular user who sort of needs access to this? I can scroll through, I can decide who are these users, what kind of access they'll have, etc. And that allows me to be very strong in terms of ensuring that even though my organization has hundreds of users, the relevant user has access only to edit, modify, and see the data of the relevant AI agent. So as your AI agent infrastructure and estate grows, you can really use these agentic ACLs or access controls to really limit and control and regulate the management of your different AI agents. Moving on to another feature that we've seen has really sort of captured a lot of people's imagination, and folks have really enjoyed it, is voice. Now, while the voice we showcased to you in our last quarter's update was pretty strong, we've gone one step ahead and made them really lifelike and human-like. So let me show you these voices in terms of how interestingly how real time they've become, how human like they've become, and how immersive they've become as well. So I'm going to quickly hop on over and have a conversation. All right. Hi there.
Hello, how can I assist you today? Are you interested in any of our services like credit cards, personal loans, or maybe investment services?
Yeah, maybe credit cards.
Great choice. Variety of credit cards,
Do you
including
have
co-brand.
anything that's oriented towards a foodie like me?
Absolutely, we have dining privileges, offer exclusive restaurant popular special deals for foodies. These for one of or had any other questions?
So what this is allowing me to do is, if you see, I could interrupt it, I could change it, and it's a really human, lifelike voice that's coming in there. Now let me show that to you with a British accent, right? So we've not only done the voice as an enablement, something that you can just talk to, but you can now sort of it's real time, obviously, but now you have the ability to sort of go ahead and even talk to it, give it an accent, give it a dialect. So let me show this to you with a British dialect. Hello.
Hello, how can I help you today?
I want to know a little bit about Fluid AI.
Fluid AI is a company that develops artificial intelligence solutions, specifically in the field of conversational AI. They create technology.
So there you can see it had a British accent. I can then change these accents to literally anything I want. So I can decide now even the deeper accents, etc., that are possible for these kind of AI agents as we sort of have these interactions. All right, so let's go on to the next sort of interface. We've worked a lot on performance, giving you the metrics of the different performances that occur within these AI agents, and that are sort of really enabling, you to fine tune and see how your engine is performing, how your system is performing. Right? So let me sort of put up some performance metrics out here, and then show you how deep we can go now. Second. Right, just a second, and I will just open up our analytics. Yep, there we go. All right. So now you have telemetrics about the total number of messages you're getting over time, token consumption, right? With agents, token consumption is always a challenge. So you are getting to see day by day how is the consumption of the different tokens occurring. Are we seeing spikes? Are we seeing any, kind of behaviors which we don't want to see? We are seeing the unique users that are using the system, the total number of messages, as well as a complete admin dashboard to see how the system is performing. The same thing then goes on to comprehensive analytics, chats, right? The total number of chats that are happening, what is the kind of distribution between messages sent versus received? Are we seeing more input versus output? Are we seeing, in terms of which unique agents are being called within those agents? What are the tools they are calling? Are they using email? Are they using image generation? Are they using Perplexity web search? All of that level of data is coming through, the tooling coming through. We're also seeing the average response times, transfer rates to humans, total transfers, the number of tool calls hitting, as well as the agent transfer overview and the escalations as well. And the same is then hitting on the sentiment side as well. So we can go and see the number of positive sentiments, satisfaction scores, negative sentiments, thumbs ups, feedback distributions. So all of that really creates a very immersive kind of experience to sort of see what's happening. And then the system auto classifies the queries it's seeing, what kind of general inquiries, product information. So all of this data is sort of getting created real time for your teams to really see how the different AI agents are being used, how their different interfaces that are happening. And you can simply scroll through and see how the different tools are being used, how the different sentiments, how different category analytics are working, etc. as well. All right. So now that we've talked about performance, let's move on and talk about settings, right? I think since users are spending such large amounts of time in the platform, we've now come up with some quick settings to sort of help them in their day-to-day queries as well. So I think the number one was the dark and light mode. We now enable both the modes. The quick shift is allowed between both of them. A lot of times users before uploading documents wanted some quick actions to be undertaken on them, right? Whether it be merging a PDF. So now you can edit PDFs directly. You don't need to have a PDF editor on your desktop. You can merge PDFs. You can convert files into formats if you feel there's a better format for it to be uploaded into the platform. You can compare two versions of a document, right? So sometimes users are not sure about which version of a document they should be uploading onto the platform. They can do that. They have the ability to export documents from the system back into Word if they want to do a quick edit or change, create images. So all of these quick features are now part of our chat interface, easy to use, easy to access, and really get quick access to. All right. So with that, that is our Q4 product updates in terms of what our team has delivered. Obviously, we are really excited for Q1 of next year, wherein you're going to see a massive amount of new updates as well. And we hope to bring them to all of you there as well. And with that, I end the webinar and thank you for joining us today.